Yves was a shining star in the promising world of LOONA and K-pop, filled with beauty, hope, and endless potential, until a painful awakening changed everything. Facing exile from her company and the K-pop world, Yves experienced an unexpected fall from grace. Much like her namesake, the biblical Eve, cast from the Garden of Eden for tasting the forbidden fruit. But what if exile was exactly what Eve needed, not to lose herself, but to find herself? Eve began her journey with promise and hope, in a place where dreams bloom like flowers in the Garden of Eden. But, like Eve in the Bible, banished from her Eden, facing a lawsuit that cast shadows over her future and threatened to silence her voice, Eve refused to be defined by her fall. Instead, she embraced reinvention, and today she returns, not to the garden she left behind, but to a new world that she shapes for herself. In Eve's story, we find a truth as old as time. The journey never truly ends. It only changes course. And sometimes, the greatest strength is found in rising from the fall, ready to bloom again. LOONA debuted through an 18-month-long pre-debut project, where each member was introduced to the public through a solo promotional single. On November 28, 2017, Eve debuted as LOONA's 9th member with her solo single, New. A warm, synth-driven pop track with retro shimmer, it let her airy yet resolute vocals float over clean and minimal production. Lyrically and visually, it reframed Eve's sin as liberation, the bite of the apple not as shame, but as self-discovery. It was less of an introduction and more the first chapter of an awakening. The pre-debut project had culminated in the release of the song Favorite. With all 12 members finally coming together, the LOONA debut project was complete, and believe me, it was worth the wait. Once all the pieces finally came together, LOONA released hit after hit after hit. LOONA had built a strong, dedicated fan base in Korea, and an even bigger and louder following overseas. LOONA stood at the top of their game when the unthinkable happened. In November 2022, Chu was removed from LOONA under accusations that would later be proven false. Within days, Eve and 8 others filed injunctions to terminate their contracts with their company, Blockberry Creative. By June 2023, after months of legal battles, all 12 members were free, but their future was uncertain. Eve had been cast from her Eden, pushing her into unfamiliar territory, and for the first time in her adult life, her future was unsure. But we would soon find out, uncertainty is where she thrives. After all, to be an idol is her dream, and she just
Can't stop 더 채같이 너 이미 다쳐버린 너
On May 29th, 2024, Yves' EP Loop didn't just mark a comeback, it was a declaration.
Yeah, I'm lost, but I like it.
Gone were the orchestral swells and dramatic pop hooks. In their place were hypnotic bass lines, minimalist beats, and an R&B laced house groove. This wasn't just Yves the idol. This was Yves the artist, designing a sound that was entirely her own. Under her new label, Paper Mill, she trained harder, refined her vocals, and embraced her unique voice, which she put on full display in the song Afterglow. Her EP Loop was a break from expectations and a first glimpse at who she might become when given the space she needs to create.
Let's get down and break shit.
I just need some space. I just need some space.
Only 5 months after Loop, Yves dropped her second EP called I Did. The lead single, Viola, dove headfirst into hyperpop. Sharp, synthetic, and alive with color. It was a sound that didn't just challenge her listeners, it challenged her. But I Did wasn't just about style. It was about honesty. Every track, from the soft melancholy of Gone Girl to the optimistic outro Dim, carried a piece of her journey toward acceptance. And on January 17th, 2025, Yves released a deluxe version of her second EP under the name I Did Bloom. 2 new songs were added to the deluxe version, Bird and See You in Hell. See You in Hell in particular highlights Yves' development as a vocalist. In her own words, See You in Hell was one of her favorite songs to record.
이번에 See You in Hell이 최애곡이 된 것도 그 다이나믹함을 보여줄 수 있어서 그게 좋은 것 같아요.
Praised for its velvety soft verses and grittier powerful chorus, showcasing a bold, fearless side of Yves that fans had been waiting for.
I go to hell in 20 years and I see you there. Oh God, I know I'm unforgivable. Oh God, and I don't want you to.
But the title said it all. I Did Bloom. It wasn't just an album, it was a message to herself. I did it. I bloomed. From the delicate beauty of Viola to the raw force of See You in Hell, it mapped an emotional journey of acceptance, a way of saying, I accept all these parts of me, and that even when peace feels out of reach, the act of seeking it is enough. And yet, peace was never the end of her story, because her next chapter would push boundaries she had never touched before.
I could body made of fire. Be better tonight. Be better tonight. Be better tonight.
In August 2025, Yves released her third EP, Soft Error. This time, she didn't just bend genres, she broke them apart. From the dreamy electronic shimmer of White Cat to the intimate, almost whispered pop of Soap with Pink Pantheress, to the multilingual, playful chaos of Aibo featuring Brady. Where Loop was precision and I Did was vulnerability, Soft Error is freedom. It shows that Yves is unafraid to color outside the lines, to let her songs glitch, stutter, and surprise. And maybe that's the point. That error isn't something to fix. It's the beauty of doing things your own way. In 3 albums, Yves has redefined herself not once, but 3 times. From the ashes of a disbanded group to the architect of her own sound, Her story isn't about returning to where she once was. It's about building a place no one has ever been before. In just under 3 years, Yves has walked through endings, reinventions, and experiments. And with every step, she's proven that the journey of an artist is never truly finished. From the elegance of loop, to the honesty of I did, to the fearless play of soft error, each chapter is a reminder that identity is not a fixed point. It's something you keep rewriting. And as for Yves, she's still writing her story.
음악 할 때가 제일 행복한 것 같아요.
Bird can't fly in a cage. Even when somebody go away.
감사합니다.